Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. Today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Waves from CZT Suzanne McNeill. I was, as I was looking for, what should we cover today? What tangle should we look at? And I came across a different one, which we're going to do that on a different day. I'm putting my 4 corner dots, in case you did not know, and my wavy border. So I came across a different tangle that struck my eye, and it was kind of a tangulation or variation on this tangle. So I'm like, well, I am one that likes to go to the source. So we're going to do this one first, and then, who knows, maybe tomorrow or maybe another day, I will do that one. And of course, I'll reference back to waves here. All right. So waves starts off with a couple, squiggly lines, however you want them. And so I did my 4 corners and my border. Normally when we're tangling, it's 4 corners, border, a string which divides up the space, and then we pick tangles and put them in. So this would fill a section, which is kind of neat. Or you don't have to, the fun thing about Zentangle is, or you don't have to do all this. That's the fun thing about Zentangle. There are, I don't know that I even want to call them guidelines, or they're not really rules. It's a methodology. And so I like to learn it, and then you can go from there. All right, so I'm going to do my squiggly lines. Oh, I'm going to make them go straight. I want to do them diagonally, but for another reason, I want to just do them straight across. So that's what I think I'm going to do. All right. So just a squiggly line, starting with 1. Then aura it, and then what's nice is you can kind of pick which side, because we're just going to, put, well, maybe I can fit a couple on here. Now, you do get to decide, of course, how narrow or not you want these. And I'm going to go like this. And so we're aura-ing, which means to basically outline. And then I'm going to put another one. I'll put another one here. And they don't have to match. And I think I'll aura it on this side. And honestly, can I get one? Ooh, you know what? Just had a thought. Well, I'm gonna use this part of the line. Well, I'll go a little bit out. There we go. And we'll aura this here. I was oohing because I was like, oh, I could do the line. And then I'm like, oh, then what would I do with this side? I don't know. All right. So there we go. That's how I'm going to leave it. Next step is curved lines. And we're going to do curved lines in between these. So pick a place to start. I'm going to start right here. And I have this habit of starting in the middle and then working both sides. You can do that. This one, you don't really need to. The one thing that I like to do with, because you're essentially aura-ing, is I like to see what I'm working from, and it's hard if your hand is in the way. The other thing that I noticed with this one, and this is just for me, maybe you have the same issue and you can let me know in the comments, is that it's already doing it. My curve line, it starts flattening out. So it's kind of like on purpose, really just thinking, okay, curved line, because there's another tangle called Nippa, which, is kind of, you do a line like this, we put orbs on, we do squiggly lines, and we're aura-ing the lines around and behind those orbs. And I find that my lines, they'll start changing and straightening out. But if you're mindful about it and you're just kind of watching and going slow, then you can, number one, work to keep whatever the curve is, and then 2, make any modifications necessary, so that way you can slowly, so it's not like real drastic, so you can slowly add that curve back in. All right, so once you're done with one, flip your tile. The adjacent sections are going to go the opposite direction. And I'm just going to take mine, I probably should just, since I did it down there, right? And what's fun is there's no reason why. Oh, this will just be maybe a thin one. going a little bit outside of there, and we'll aura it on the outside. And then I'll figure out something to do with that outside, or I'll just leave it. My hindsight now is going, well, you could have just done it the whole way and then not had to do those, but that's okay. And actually, you know what? I still could. But this is supposed to be a Zentangle Quickie, not, we want to get this done, have it be relatively quick and enough information so that way you kind of go, yep, got that tangle. That's fun. All right. So curving up, and then this one, same idea. Maybe I'll try to do this starting more at the top. My other difficulty with this one, and going slow seems to help, is I don't know if it's mostly probably picking up my pen, because I'm noticing if I am just really careful when I get to that line, pick it up, and then I don't get these little extra little tags, I'm going to call them for lack of a better word. Now, I did mention that the initial squiggly lines, you could make those as far apart as you would like, but also I was going to turn it, but that's not going to help me any. But with these lines, you can also have fun with them as well and decide how far apart or close together you want to have those. Oh, see, I'm going to do just this little bit here as if it's continuing out, to that little string line. Just because I feel the need to do that. So there we go, essentially. So alternating the way the curve lines are going, and and you could play with also the degree of the curve. That could be fun. Next, so lots of ways to shade. Here's one, because I saw this. Here's one idea: is I'm gonna shade just because I want to show you what this looks like, and it's really fun to do things in steps. So if you're thinking, well, I don't know, I'm not sure what to do. Well, we're gonna do the outside of these, those initial squiggly lines, but I'm only gonna do one side. Okay. Because sometimes it's fun to see, well, what does it look like if I just do one side? Well, it's easy to find out. Just do it. And then if you want to add the other side in, because I know if I do both sides, I kind of know what that's going to look like already. It's going to make it look neat and rounded. But let's look at that. That's kind of cool. If you just wanted to do the one side, that's kind of interesting. So let's do both sides and see what that looks like. Now the trick is also that, especially on these thinner ones for me, that you have to watch the amount of graphite that I'm putting down and how far I'm spreading it out. It's also, you can put a lot of graphite down and just kind of keep it close to that edge, spreading it out so that way it's a little, what do I want to say? So that way it's darker, it has a lot more drama that way too. So you can certainly do that. And then, your imagination too. I have some thoughts on these initial squiggly lines, but I have not played with it enough to, I haven't solidified the thought in my head enough to say, okay, hey, I'm going to try this. And then there's one last thing, and I'll show you an example, because we did do this on my Tangle Time class today. So that's neat. And actually, as you turn it, it's kind of neat too, but you see how that rounds it. Now, for a little extra something, and this would work on here. Now you could do, because I'm going to add this in the center, and this is a white tile. So a lot of times, white charcoal pencil on the white doesn't do much. But this, as you can, let's see, and see, and I kind of went back and forth. I haven't spread it out or anything. Almost don't even need to. Following the curve a little bit. I'm looking in the camera. See, in this one, it's a little bit more important because this one was smaller, and hence, oh yeah, that looks neat. Okay, I need to have a little bit more on here. You know, and you could go, you know, like here, since it's wider, I could go a little thicker. Now, you could do this, we call it the sparkle, where, you know, as you're drawing this line, you could just, you know, pick up your pen, leave a dot or two, and go to the other side. If you want to do it with pen, you can certainly do that. But if you want to do it after the fact, using the white charcoal, gives it a neat, you know, extra kind of shininess. And it's just really, really cool. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love to have a thumbs up. And if you liked it enough, let me show you this example. I don't think I can. I have my phone in a weird place, so I can't. Well, here, I can move this up this way, so you can see. So this was done on black tile, and then I used some blue. This is a General's pencil, General's chalk pastel indigo blue. I used on the edges, and you know, and some of the graphite, and then I used a blue moon glow jelly roll on the, you know, on the inside, just decorating. This is a different tangle. We did this one not too long ago on this called Moonrise, and so anyway, was having some fun with that. Wanted to see what it would look like on a black tile, and super fun. So anyway, thumbs up, subscribe if you like the video enough that you want to see more, and do hit that notification bell so you can decide how you want to be notified. I want to make sure that you're aware of that. And with that, I wish you happy tangling.